Hi, folks. This is Sarah Marshall, your operations architect, back with another series, and this time on leadership. So let's just jump right into it. And welcome to the leadership series. We have 11 dispatches that focus on various aspects of leadership, what the characteristics are, what the qualities are, and how to apply leadership in a way that's really valuable and leads to success. So in this first dispatch, we're going to talk about what leadership is and its fundamental currency. Then we are going to spend 3 dispatches looking at how to lead ourselves. And then we move to, once we've got ourselves mastered, leading others for the next 3 dispatches. And in the final 4 dispatches, we're going to talk about applied leadership, various models and frameworks to use in organizations of particular types, and to address particular circumstances. So let's start with what leadership is. And we went to Oxford English Dictionary. The first definition is going or proceeding or going in advance of. This is the classical leader in the front of the organization, in front of the followers. It could be the band leader. It could be the warlord in front of the horde. It's the person that classically is in front of everyone leading the way, the strong leader. I think that's a little too narrow. The second one has 2 pieces. One is about showing the way to conduct or leading. This is more about demonstrating behaviors, modeling behaviors that people are desired of the people following. The other is imposing direction on, which is more of a coercive model of pushing people to behave in a way. And then the last one, which I think is the most expansive and the one that I really want to index on through the entire series, is this idea of exerting control or influence. And I see control as a certain kind of influence. And in fact, if we go to the definition of leader, we see a person who rules or guides or inspires. Note those rules, guides, and inspires are in blue because they are all types of influence. So what you should take away from this is that leadership is the currency of leadership is influence. And what I mean by that is we influence to recruit and align the team that we want to have as part of our effort to go after our vision. And these folks, as aligned, will lead us to success. Another version of leadership is positioning within our network. And in our network, we have partners, we have colleagues, we have suppliers, we have constituency if we're a politician. But in this network, we are seeking to influence the network in a particular way, or position ourselves within that network if, say, it's competitors, so that we take on a particular credibility, that we take on a particular position, and that influence is more diffuse. It all comes down to influence, though. Influence is that currency, and we will be dealing with that time and time again throughout this series. So let's talk about the different kinds of influence. But before we do, let's talk about what influence is not. So influence is the ability to change somebody else's thoughts, behaviors, persuade them in a particular direction, but it is based on trust and credibility. It's an open, transparent process. I want to influence you in this direction, and here's why, and here's what I think you'll get out of it. Whereas manipulation is more about being deceptive, getting something out of someone, or manipulating their behaviors in a way to benefit the manipulator. So on the ethics of it, influence is persuasion towards a group goal or another goal, while manipulation is influence to be self-serving to the manipulator's goal. If an influence is completely transparent, whereas manipulation is deceptive and cloaked, and influence is built on trust and credibility, whereas manipulation can erode that trust. So let's talk about the different kinds of influence. First, let's talk about coercion. Coercion has kind of two aspects to it. One is command and control. We have a strong leader giving commands and expecting adherence to strict rules. The other is, here's the rules, and we need you to follow the rules. Both of those are similar to each other. They're tied to each other, a little bit different. Once the pressure is off, compliance tends to go away. So it's durability only as long as the pressure is on. Where is this a good thing? Well, if I'm creating a drug and I need to go through a particular process, I need to go through that process step by step, adhering to the regulations and the requirements and specifications of that drug in order to deliver it effectively. That's where we want a definite set of controls and rules. Or if I'm a firefighter in a team and the fire captain is commanding my team to do one thing and another team to do another thing, we want to know we have that command and control structure in place so that we're unified to the purpose we are about, putting out a fire, while staying safe and effective. So those are two good reasons for coercion. We'll come back to this later. The second is guiding. It's listening with empathy. It's mentoring, coaching. This is where you're providing ideas and frameworks and ways to think about things and information about things, but you're not telling the receiver how to use that. They get to choose what they're going to take and what they're going to leave on the floor. And for the things that they take, those can be quite durable. The frameworks that we will talk about later, I've used most of my career, and they really stuck with me. But that was something that was important to me. Other things that I've learned over the years, I had not so much. The third is inspiring, and we like to call this encouraging people, convincing people to do the things that they already want to do. So getting somebody inspired around something is the art of appealing emotionally to them with charisma to get them excited about an idea and then go after it. This can be durable as long as the excitement is maintained. If the excitement dissipates, then that inspiration kind of dies away. The final one is sharing a vision, and that is, in fact, creating a group of leaders who share the same vision. They want to work in concert, orchestrating the work that they do to achieve that vision. And this, as long as everybody hangs on to that vision and collectively buys into it, this is durable for a long time. So those are the 4 types of influences. Let's now revisit where we're going with this and talk about what we're going to get done over the course of these dispatches. First is going through the dispatches that lead ourselves. There's 3 dispatches coming up next that will focus on developing your purpose, establishing unconditional commitments for yourself, and then holding yourself to account. Expanding the breadth of influence, we're now looking at others for the next 3 dispatches. And these dispatches will cover leadership qualities, decision-making curation, and how to help leaders, support leaders in making decisions, and developing a leadership cadre that will not only work for you, but work with you in achieving the vision. And then finally, we have a set of leadership models and frameworks we can use depending on the type of organization we're working with, depending on the circumstance, to drive forward leadership in a successful way. So those are the 3 areas that we are going to cover over the next 11 dispatches. The summary is that first we must master leading ourselves. Then once we've done that, we can develop the leadership qualities we need for leading others. And finally, in leading organizations or specific circumstance, we will apply specific kinds of frameworks or multiple frameworks. Reminder here that leadership is all about influence. Leadership or influence comes in 4 forms, including coercion, guidance, inspiration, and shared vision. You might use them separately or in harmony together to move your leadership needs forward. And none of these methods are inherently good or bad. They can be used surgically to affect the change that you want to make, to lead in the direction you want to lead, or they can be used as a blunt instrument which causes lots of collateral damage. And I'm sure if you've been out in the world for very long, you've seen a bit of both. If you want more information on this, please see my blog at www.operations-architect.com. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, feedback is completely welcome.